Oh, there we are. Titus, we're live.
What up?
What's up, guys?
What up?
Mostly Hoops, Friday morning, conference tourney edition. Myself, Mark Titus is here. We've got Rico Bosco in the DraftKings chair right now. Bosco, what's going on, dude?
Oh, I'm trying to see my head over Rick's fucking.
Rick's back in the fourth spot.
Noggin.
Sorry, Bosco.
I like that crown thing. Oldie was right.
Yeah. Dana Beers will be joining us here in a second as well. He's finishing up WUB. Folks, I don't know about you guys. I am in. Are you in a good mood? Like conference tourney weekend?
Yeah.
Just went to war all day.
Yeah. What's not to be happy about?
I'm very excited.
We're in it.
Yeah.
We are absolutely in it, and yeah, we get to do it again today. We get to do it tomorrow. Sunday we get a bracket.
Couple days off.
1 day off.
Do it again.
It's the best time of year.
Yeah, it really is.
Take.
What?
I have a take.
Huh?
Well, not
I
really
think-
1 day off if you're playing hoops on Monday night.
I would put the
If you're
first
excited
day,
to do.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would
White
put
boy
the
Rick
first-
has a take.
I would
Rick
put
has
the
a take.
first day of conference tournaments when all the good teams are playing up there with the round of 64. Like yesterday, I was just in heaven.
But all the good
Well, the
teams
good
weren't
teams
playing.
didn't play yesterday.
Most of it. When they start playing.
No, quite
Like-
literally.
What, like all the SEC good teams, all the Big Ten good teams.
Yeah.
When all the good teams start
Yeah.
playing, all the single bye teams.
So today,
Not the double bye teams.
Is today the best day?
is today the best day? Because now the
I
good
would
teams
put
are
these
playing.
2 days up there with the first 2 days of the round of
Okay.
64.
Okay.
There's weeks. I've said that. I think there's weeks where the conference tournament could be better than the first 4 days of the.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have
Bosco.
much to discuss, but I need to see a team in one of these major conferences. For that to be true, a team in the major conference that wouldn't be in needs to make a run, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And right now in the
Georgetown.
Georgetown,
Might be your team. Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Rico, what do
Huh?
you think about Ole Miss? Would you like to see Ole Miss in the tournament?
I would not.
Oklahoma.
There he is.
Who's not
I was-
bad, but
Oh.
they're not. You know, like they. If
Well,
they're
just
making a
look
run
at
to
the bubble. I mean, the way the bubble. I said it Monday. Somebody's bubble watch. Last 4 buys. UCF loss. Miami of Ohio loss. Missouri loss. NC State loss. Last 4 in. Santa Clara loss. VCU still alive. SMU in Texas loss. First 4 out. New Mexico, Oklahoma, San Diego State, Auburn with a loss. Oklahoma's hanging around, doing enough to just
Yeah.
be the last guy standing.
What's up, Dana?
Hey, boys.
Dana Beers is here. This is your life now. You're just wearing the baseball.
Can I talk about wearing gloves?
Yeah, let's talk gloves.
Everything's easier with gloves.
What do you mean?
Like, I've been getting shocked a lot. I don't get shocked anymore when I touch the door handles.
Okay, that's one.
Okay.
What else? A couple things yesterday.
Can I talk gloves?
Yeah.
Couple things yesterday.
Dana Beers, and I think That's Baseball World Classic Yugoff might be the funniest thing I've seen at Barstool. Like the
Hold
amount
on.
of theatrics.
I take back gloves. I'm trying to do my Touch ID on this laptop, and I can't. I need my fingerprints.
You know who he looks like? I don't know how big of a movie guy you are. You guys ever see Warriors?
No.
The movie in the 80s? Warriors come
I'm
out
out
to play.
I know that.
There's a
know
gang
the film.
in baseball uniforms walking through the subways.
I don't
That's
know
what
the
he
film.
looks like.
Beers yesterday was talking gloves, and he was loving how you can dry erase marker with gloves.
Yeah.
And then he erased, and then he started eating cereal out of
And he
the-
just sticks his hand in
Cinnamon
there with
Toast
all of the dry erase marker on the glove.
But you don't even feel
toxic.
dirty because you have gloves.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, we got to start
Boys,
this show.
let's talk ball, please.
Talk
We're
ball.
brought
There's
to
a
you
lot of ball to talk about.
We're brought to you by Venmo today. Get in the game with a college brand of Venmo Debit Card. Earn up to 5% cash back at some point of your favorite brands with Venmo Stash Rewards. Upgrade your superfan status with a special edition school designs so you can pay for your game day wings and rep your team at the same time. You can add your Venmo debit card to your mobile wallet as soon as you sign up and pay online and in-store right from your phone. And the best part, the card is tied right to your Venmo account. Got paid back for dinner? Immediately access the money in the Venmo balance and spend it on what you want. Game day snacks, tickets, new merch. Score more with the college brand of Venmo debit card. Get up to 5% cash back with Venmo Stash. Sign up at venmo.com/college card. All right, Venmo game of the week. Big 10, Big 12. Can I just say Ohio State, Michigan today?
Sure.
Are you guys good with that?
Yeah.
And we-
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah.
I
You
think.
think that's the game of the day?
What do you think it is, Bosco?
Can I just say, Bosco?
I mean, you got Kansas, you got
listen,
Kansas, Houston, and
Bosco,
Arizona, Iowa
Bosco.
State.
Tate and I have done, and I didn't want to do this, Tate, this early, but
Right.
I'm just gonna do it. We've done a fantastic job this year not talking about Ohio State.
Admirable. We
All
should
right, all right.
a hat tip.
It should be like, I mean, when we start the show, and you're very outwardly an Ohio State guy. It's
My name.
It's your name. It's literally your name,
was
Ohio
named
State.
after it, yes.
I'm pretty outwardly an Ohio State guy. I think a lot of people, when the two of us got together to talk basketball, a lot of people rolled their eyes and said, these guys are not going to shut the fuck up about Ohio State. All it's going to be is 50% of the show is going to be Ohio State every single show. I don't want to listen to it. Ohio State's not relevant. I don't want to, fuck these guys. They're going to talk about Ohio State. We have not talked about Ohio State at all.
Titus, the first time I did a show with you, you said this cannot be an Ohio State.
I didn't want to, I had, how many times, how many times I had takes and you're like, listen, we have a national audience. We got
SEC,
it's irrelevant.
ACC, Big East.
Now all of a sudden, the Buckeyes are hot.
Undefeated in March.
You just talked about the bubble, Bosco, and how teams aren't winning.
It's fair.
We were on the bubble. We are the one bubble team that stepped up and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to win our games. We're going to win the games you put in front of us. And now we get Michigan.
7 seed is still in play, Bosco.
We're in play for a 7 seed. And now all of a sudden, Tate and I want to get a little excited.
All right, Bosco.
Talk about Ohio State.
Bosco, what's
Rick looks like he wants to say something.
Let's get out of the ad.
Oh.
What would you say, Cody?
I was just gonna say Kim English officially out.
Cody, breaking news. Let's get out of the ad.
We're still in the ad?
Time to start the show.
What's the game? Ohio State, Michigan?
Ohio State,
Final answer?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's Ohio State.
All right. Let's talk ball.
Well, what would you have picked, Bosco?
Kansas, Houston, Arizona, Iowa State, on the new wood.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about.
Officially parted ways with Kim English.
Uh-oh.
Bobby Hurley, come on down.
I know a guy
would
from
be incredible.
Rhode Island who led a team to a tournament.
That would be incredible.
Jared Grosso.
Is he on the list?
And Brian?
You got him.
He's way down the list, but he's on top of my list.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
right.
Providence is not the story.
Here's what we're starting with today. In the middle of the night, yesterday, us four all sat in the gambling cave, eating, drinking, smelling, whatever. It was guys' day.
Farting.
Some of us were. We go to bed. We wake up this morning. The Big 12 court that was just the talk of the town, you dunk, it shatters, all that, is no longer
Good.
good. Why so?
Dude, if it affects one player, in their performance and their that, why would you not just go to hardwood?
It's tough to argue.
The more I think about this, the more insane I think it is that they did it. The more, I understand the thought behind it. I understand the Big 12. I mean, the Big 12 has sort of positioned itself as the splashy conference in college basketball because as all the conference realignment is going on, Big 12, they lean into basketball in a way that the other conferences are letting football run the show. Not that the Big 12 doesn't care about football, but that was the mindset with getting Arizona in the mix and getting you had Houston and all these other great basketball programs. I understand why they did it because they wanted guys like us to talk about it. It's fucking insane that they did this for a conference tournament, though. That this is the premier event of your conference, and you throw out this experimental court that, frankly, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. I didn't even really think it was that cool. I didn't even if it didn't affect gameplay. No part of me was like, this is a value add. This is pretty cool that the line lights up. I wouldn't have had a problem with it if this was used in college basketball, in a November early season thing. If this was used, we used to play on aircraft carriers, so playing on crazy surfaces or crazy games and weird spots is not exactly an uncommon. We now play very high level basketball games in ballrooms in the Bahamas, So I'm not going to pretend experiments aren't a thing in college basketball. What's crazy to me is they were doing this in their premier event of the year, the Big 12 tournament, where careers are ended. That dawned on me after the first round that dudes that are seniors that are never going to play basketball again are walking off a court crying, looking at their mom and have tears in your eyes that my career is over. And there's a fucking ad for Phillips 66 flashing all over the court and there's a dunk shattering all that shit it's just wild to me that they thought we should experiment at this time when we have the best conference in college basketball. This isn't
over probably a 5 or 6 year period too.
Yeah.
They had the back-to-back champions with Baylor and Kansas.
Do it.
But
if this was one of the smaller conferences doing it, right? But it's crazy that you've kind of not won. The battle's not over. But in this conference realignment where the Big 12 kind of saw what was happening and people are jumping into lifeboats, and the Big 12 was like, oh my God, are we gonna just fucking dissolve like the Pac-12 did in this conference realignment thing? they did a good job of staying alive. They did a good job of like building this great brand. And now you look up in 2026, they have the best basketball conference. And I'm not saying they threw it all away with one court, but it's like, have a little pride and like understand that like you are it in college basketball right now. You're not the conference that should be throwing glass courts out there to try to make a splash.
I'm with you. I'll say all of that is fair. I would like to give them an ounce of credit, though. First of all, Big 12 is a conference that is innovative and trying new things. They show that with Barstool. The Big 10 and Barstool this year was all that blah, 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 blah. The Big 12 is inviting Dave down, doing all that stuff. I like their mindset of, hey, we have an idea. We think it's good. Was it good? No, clearly it wasn't a great idea. And then I also give them credit for in the middle of the night, instead of being like, hey, we're sticking with this because we came up with this and this is what we're doing and this is they just changed it. So I will give the leadership of the Big 12.
You're for changing rules or changing
I'm not doing this.
You're for
I'm not. This is.
You're for starting a challenge, and then halfway through, people say this is a little difficult.
Well, if we're gonna turn it this way,
just completely change.
Then let's talk about the real tough things here. Why didn't the girls' team get it changed last week?
I was gonna say.
Why didn't the girls' team get it
Big
changed?
12, including the women's tournament, they've played 27 of 30 games on this glass court. Do you think it's unfair to the teams that had to play in those 27 games?
Right.
But now all of a sudden, because the big dogs are coming in, we're changing it overnight. Rico, thoughts?
I think he's got a point. You did it very good. That was Big Cat-esque how you twisted that personal dig. That's respect. Mark's getting his wheels under me. It could be a little dangerous. I've always equated this thing when people are like, oh, I got a weekend away, or I bought Broadway tickets or this and that. And it's like, well, I spent the money. And it's like, so I got to go. It's like, well, do you want to go? No. So then why be miserable? You already lost the money's gone.
Right.
To his point, like, it's okay to make the switch. We found out it's a bad idea. Save it now.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, I mean, the Big 12 has done a ton of different things, thinking outside the box. So I don't knock that. They were doing billboards in New York. They had Tang and Scott Drew doing clinics in the New York City parks. Like, with these conferences, I don't know how it all comes to be, but you do have to, like, reinvent yourself a little bit.
I want them to
get out there.
I want them to keep trying stuff. It's just like kind of have an understanding of like when you should be trying stuff.
Yeah.
To me, a conference tournament is not a time to experiment. A conference tournament,
exhibition or something.
yeah, do some sort of exhibition.
One
do
night,
it early in the season. Like maybe, do like some event where the first games in conference play are all. What if they did this? What if like everyone has to kick off conference play? They do like a bunch of games are played back to back to back on a glass court in Kansas City, and that like kicks off Big 12 play. And it's like on a neutral court, and now that's the first game of conference play. And you do it that way. And it's like the game counts. It's not exactly an exhibition, but this happens in January to kind of make a splash.
That would
now
have
it's
been
a Big 12 play is going on. I think there are ways they could have done a glass court, but doing it this way, I didn't like from the start. And I'm glad at least they are changing it. And they got it
they're
right.
quick to move.
So good for them.
It wasn't visually appealing. The gray wasn't visually appealing.
That's the other thing. Is I think
Could have made it so much
there-
cooler.
I've
I
heard
feel like
so
if it
many
was wood,
hilarious
if
ideas.
it's wood, is it or wood colored? They
Right.
could have made it any color. Does that look bad? If they made it just light,
That's a good point too. Is they didn't really
it kind of
do
like
what you
when you
you
turn
thought
on your
they might want to do.
The idea is a good idea, but if you give us four the power to come up with what's on it, you give Quigs the power to be what's on it.
Oh, yeah.
This would be the way of the future.
I think using this in the NBA All-Star game, awesome. I think using this in like
You fart. Yes, you did. That's
you kidding?
Look at that face.
ass.
Look at
dude.
Dude, this is a
Come on.
It's 9:15.
Bosco, it is.
Not even any fucking windows in here.
Holy shit!
That's
it finally got
absurd,
to
Bosco.
I got nervous about the Big 12 court working out.
That door.
It finally got to me.
Come on, man. This isn't the gambling cave where there's windows and doors.
This is a closet. We're in a closet right
And
now.
you're a guest.
Yeah, I know.
Show some respect.
Oh my
Bad
god.
2
That's
days.
really bad.
That's
Not bad,
really,
2
really
days.
bad. That's really bad. That's really bad. Holy shit.
Dana had to step out.
That's actually bad.
Did you say excuse me?
I was hoping it didn't catch.
It caught.
It's 9:15.
Yeah, I know it's been a couple
We have
days.
we have like 14 more hours with him.
Yeah, it's been a couple of days. It's a bad run.
Oh Lord.
It's a bad run.
Oh my God. Well. Oh my God. That's
Where were we?
That's
You are ridiculous.
That was.
When you hang out with the guys. Like,
Yeah, I
let
know
them fly.
you fart, but
oh Lord.
Yeah, let it go.
come on, man.
Oh, glass court.
Yeah. Let's
I
go
don't know.
into
We can move past it.
Yeah, let's go to story 2. I don't know. I don't know if everyone was it felt like the internet was cheering for them to lose. Miami, Ohio went 31-0 in the regular season, and then by lunchtime yesterday, it started at 10 a.m. here.
Yeah.
They lost to UMass in the quarterfinals of the MAC. Much to discuss, but I guess my first thing, is there any debate from anyone in this roundtable here that they're 100% in on Sunday?
No.
You
No debate.
You think they're 100% in?
Yes.
Yeah.
No debate.
I think they are in. I think that it is worth a discussion as to whether they should be in. But they will be in.
I'm pretty sure they're going to put him in Dayton to get the eyeballs.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they'll be in.
What did you have them at before this? As
What do you mean?
Seed line.
10 or 11.
Like a 11 or 12. I don't know.
I
I had them you have to win the MAC tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're asking me, yeah, I don't know. They're not one of the. I mean, they're just not. When you look at the at-large teams and you say who are the best teams, they're not one of them, and that's just the reality. But but they went undefeated in the regular season, and for some reason, that's we just remove all context from everything and say
that one on their loss column. Like, they've been putting up bubble teams, and now they're included in that throughout the day because they lost the game. I was going into yesterday, there's nothing that could happen to get me to jump off Miami, Ohio being deserving of being in the tournament. If you put them up, even against the people that people are hating on, like the Auburns.
Yeah.
Auburn's got the 4th strength of schedule. Miami, Ohio's got the 340.
305th. It's worse than that.
Worse?
It depends on whatever metric you're looking at. I think the biggest problem with the Miami of Ohio thing for me as a guy that's like, I don't care. I put them in. It's not a big deal to me. I'm off the bubble now, so I don't care as much.
Right.
I cared a lot when it was like, is this going to come down to Miami or Ohio State? Then I would care. But yeah, the thing for me was the worst part for me was that Auburn became the one that everyone is comparing them to. And I don't think that's like, so if you're someone that's like, I don't know if Miami should be in, everyone's like, well, Auburn, what the fuck? What's Auburn done? I don't think Auburn should be in. I'm not here to say Auburn should be in. But yeah, that's where we're at is I think everybody just like points to Auburn and Indiana and all these other teams. When the reality is like anyone that's making the argument that if Miami doesn't make it into the tournament, college basketball is dead because the little guy is dead and all that, you're not considering the fact that like Santa Clara is on the bubble, VCU is on the bubble, New Mexico is on the bubble. Like, what if Miami?
South Florida?
South Florida's on the bubble. So like the conversation of Miami versus an Auburn or an Indiana, sure, I'm with you that like that would be ridiculous if Auburn or Indiana got in, whatever. But what if it comes down to Miami, Miami or VCU, and then Miami gets in over VCU? I don't know how you can argue, that like if VCU gets in over Miami, I don't know how you can argue that like the little guy is dead in college basketball when we're now looking after these other mid-majors.
Right.
New Mexico and San Diego State as well.
New Mexico, San Diego State.
That's a great game
right.
today, a bubble game.
Yeah.
The thing I'll say about strength of schedule, I do think you get to dunk on Miami of Ohio a little bit with their strength of schedule. But it's one of those things like a paralegal can only make $80,000 a year. You get what I'm saying? Miami of Ohio comes into the year with their strength of schedule with a certain amount of negatives that are built in. That'll never change.
Right.
Because the bottom of the MAC is going to be that bad. They also got to take 3 or 4 gimme wins. I think Miami of Ohio went and played Air Force this year. Like, they're going to go get a few that they're looking at their schedule. Okay, we got to build a few wins. Because the MAC is the middle, so they're in those bye games, they're going to take a couple of the bottom. The bottom of the MAC is that. So, like, what could Miami of Ohio's strength of schedule been? Now, you're right. It could have been better than 305, but it definitely couldn't have been 6. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can only earn a certain amount.
But they knew that coming in, which is why you have to win the MAC tournament. It all comes down to this. It's the MAC tournament.
I think Bosco's exactly right that it is disingenuous to be like, well, Auburn has a tougher strength of schedule than Miami, Ohio, because no shit, Auburn.
They damn well better.
Yeah. It makes sense. What is a knock against Miami, though, you're using Ken Palm here. Overall, it says 269. Their non-conference strength of schedule is 361. What is there? 365.
Yeah. That's what frustrates me is the disingenuous defending of Miami of Ohio. That's like the big boys didn't want to play them. I mean, the Juggernauts could send emails to Duke and UConn, and I bet
We have.
You should actually try that.
We played.
Like,
we played 6
we
of them
would-
this year.
We sent an email to Duke. We tried to play him. Duke didn't want us. Duke's probably scared to play us. You know, like it's not just as simple as like these big boys are scared to play Miami. They were asking for a lot of money, I'm sure, or like the schedule didn't work out. It was like, we want to play you on this date, and they're like, well, listen, we already have this game on the day before. We can't play it back-to-back days, so sorry. But everyone presents it as like they reached out. What else could they do? Like, every other small school could figure it out. Every other MAC school could figure out how to play except Miami.
Something.
Which is fine. Like, it's, you don't have to play the big boys,
You just
but
have
then
to
you
win the
can't
MAC
have it both ways. And then also, like, they played 3 NAIA schools.
Akron got one against
Like,
Purdue.
No, you're exactly right.
I think.
I mean,
I think
like everyone has this idea of like, what else can they do? They could play all Division I schools. They could find you can find ways to.
you got to get
help
rid of
us.
that. You got to get rid of the non-D1 game.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they're going to be in, but I do think that like this idea that like if you don't put Miami in, college basketball is dead and the little guys are dead. That's just absurd to me because there's so many little guys on the bubble. There's so many smaller programs that are on the bubble that like, what if it comes down to Santa Clara or Miami? I don't know how like Santa Clara being in and Miami not being in isn't a death of the little guy.
Right.
It's like rewarding Santa Clara for playing a tough schedule, having an actually good team, And there's not a soul alive that believes Miami of Ohio is one of the best at-large teams, including on the Miami team. So it's like that's where it gets a little absurd for me, where I'm like, I guess
At least they tried, though.
we have to put them in because
At least they tried.
everybody.
You talking Miami?
Yeah. No, I'm serious. At least they did
But-
try to like.
Oh, I get
you
what
can
you're
reach
saying.
out.
I thought you were saying yesterday in the game. I was like,
No. At least I'm saying at least they
Did come
try
across
to-
like that. It was like they.
But what the other thing too is with these schools, now nobody's going to play Miami of Ohio for the next 3 years, and they could be the worst team in the MAC.
Yeah.
But it's like the old gold glove awards. Like the rumor was they walk around the locker room in the clubhouse and they're like, who won the gold glove? And somebody's like, I think Omar Vizquel. It's like he hasn't played for 4 years. That's what, and they would write it down. That's what they would do. So with Miami of Ohio, when the scheduling guy is like, Miami of Ohio reached out, oh no, we're not playing them. It's 31-0. It's like meanwhile they finished 9th in the MAC for the last.
and they're going to expose our emails.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, they're
Yeah.
supposed to- yeah.
Well, this is not to get off the Miami thing. This is the most obvious ending of all time, though. They're going to get beat, whether they're in the first 4, which I agree they're going to do. Travis Steele's gone, and then Miami of Ohio is just back to being Miami of
yeah,
Ohio,
that's
right?
exactly right. Yeah.
So unfortunately,
They are
Exactly.
spending more than pretty much anyone else in the
He's
MAC.
fucking gone. Speaking of coaches, though, we had a couple very intriguing post-game interviews, coaches in the media to talk about. Why don't we start with? Do you guys see the House of Horrors?
Josh Pastner was the star of really the first couple days of the conference tournament. I thought
Wednesday night.
Yeah,
You
I
grew
mean-
up on internet and clips and your column and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's recency bias. Is this top 10?
This is all time
15?
stuff. This is all time stuff. I do have one note, but I want to play the clip first and yeah, show the people. This is all time.
I mean, this was hilarious.
Me that this is a tournament of horrors for UNLV. It's the house of horrors. That meaning that the last 10, and I said horrors, HORRORS, by the way, okay? But here's the thing. They said the last decade, UNLV's been 0 for 10 in all games in the Mountain West Conference tournament except Air Force, not named Air Force. And they haven't been in the semis for over 13 years. So they said, they haven't won a game in over a decade against somebody not named Air Force. I wanted to beat San Diego State so bad, but I always believe this in life. Things are deeper than they look on the surface. Because of our loss, it gave us a chance to play Wyoming. If we had won, we would have played Air Force. So now we broke the streak. Things in life are deeper than they look on the surface, and because of that, we got to play Wyoming. And the
There's
house
so
of
much
horrors,
clip left.
HORRORS is broken. We broke the streak. God bless the Mountain West Conference. God bless the Rebels, and God bless the United States of America. Land of the free because of the brave.
Love your energy, Coach. Now coming up, taking that energy into Utah State.
What a
Stop,
professional.
stop.
fair now, yeah.
That's my
that's great stuff.
my
man.
note is just in the interview right there. My note is
Yeah, just let him walk off.
Like you got to let him walk off after that, and not do a follow up about Utah.
And how's the zone?
yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Every time I see Pastner, I just think of him with the. Remember he had that big fucking mask.
Looks like a beekeeper.
Pull that picture up, Cody. Josh Pastner,
clear, the
COVID.
shield. He had the shield on.
He had a COVID pinata. In his speech, he was like, "We're gonna beat COVID," and then he like started smashing the pinata.
I love this. I love to see this.
Yeah.
I love to see this type of energy.
Yeah, look at the locker room one.
Top right. Look at the
That
top.
one.
It's like
Look
he's
at the-
fucking
He's
well.
got a COVID pinata.
That's how I had to teach like that for about 6 weeks. You had to wear a mask and then face shield.
Really?
Yeah, I have a picture like that.
I will say, as you look back on it, and it was crazy times. Obviously, if you had to wear a mask while you were coaching, that actually was probably the most comfortable.
I got in so much trouble.
The face shield probably made the most sense.
I was in like a nice suburban district, and I would listen here. Whatever it is with COVID, it is. But I wanted to do it on the chin when I would coach.
Yeah.
And I would always just like superintendent would be calling me, being like, "That's not." I'm like, "Buddy, I'm not fucking." Our band was playing the piccolo or whatever, and you have the mask on. That's bullshit. You got to do your job.
Remember the picture of Dan Hurley when he pulled it up to like yell at the ref over his nose? Find that picture, Cody. Dan Hurley, mask on nose.
Hurley's had some great ones recently too. Remember when he was confused about Ramadan?
Oh yeah.
And he just like he can't eat. Well, I don't understand. It's like
Yeah, that was me.
he's the best. He's the best. Shout out Josh Passion though.
There's
Big
one
big St.
It's all
Jude,
right. It's
big
not a
St.
big
Jude
deal.
guy.
Not a big deal.
Where's
Oh,
St. Jude?
Pastner's the best. Pastner's awesome, and I love that. We
love
got
to
this
see
clip
that.
from him. House of Horrors.
Horrors.
Horrors. HORROR.
It is a. I'll give him credit. It is a tough word.
Yeah, if you didn't,
I didn't know
if
what
you
you were
didn't
talking
clarify, I might have thought he said horse.
And he's in
Yeah.
Vegas, right?
Yeah.
You ever been to a
Yeah.
House of Horrors in Vegas?
no, horse?
Horrors.
No,
Do you like
There-
horror? Do you like horror movies?
You know what?
horror
I've been.
or horror?
Bosco, you ever been to a House of Horrors in Vegas?
I have never been to a house of
Bullshit,
horrors.
Bosco.
House of horrors or whores. I was only in Vegas for 4 days for a bachelor party once.
And his whole demeanor as he's doing the press conference, or it's not even a press, it's an interview, and he's just kind of like,
It's awesome.
you know, I love.
You think
And
that
he's got his embroidered button-up shirt like popping out of his suit.
I love it.
it's like the least sold item in the bookstore? You think that girl knew she had gold?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she might be a little green, you know. So she was
I
like,
feel like
just
when-
trying to she's trying to
When
to
she
lock in a
unhooked
little bit.
when she unhooked the earpiece and handed back the mic to the producer, the guy was like, gold.
Yeah,
Like, I
the
just-
producer knew. The producer knew. I feel like she. Yeah.
Quick shout out to the chat. We got 2,000 people watching. Shout out.
Hell yeah.
Great
Shout
job,
out to the
everyone.
chat. That's
Like
the
the
Bosco
stream,
factor.
It's our
That's the
time of year,
Bosco-
boys.
That's Bosco.
Well, let me say this.
Bosco farting. I think word got out that Bosco
I bumped
farted.
it up. I bumped it up.
Yeah, everyone was like,
Like the stream. Now we do have our highest live viewing audience right now. So Dana Beers, I'm gonna give you
go ahead.
the floor. You mentioned off camera to Mark and I that you had an announcement you wanted to make.
It's less of an announcement. It's more an apology. I've been really hard on Darren Peterson, and I have, without information, been crushing him. Now I don't know the information that I got, how accurate it is. I just want to say I'm sorry, Darren. Okay. I've been mean. I've been hard on you. Whatever's happening, I'm sorry. That's my announcement. I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Can I give a follow-up question, Beers?
Yeah.
If you get potentially true, potentially false information that tells you the otherwise, are you going to retract and go back to fucking?
Yeah, right.
Like that's.
Yeah.
I need someone to DM Dana.
So all it
today.
takes is one DM. Like
If the information that I've heard is incorrect, I will go back to saying he doesn't like basketball.
Peterson.
That's baseball.
That's baseball, and that's my announcement. We can move on.
Oh man.
All right, thank you for that, Dana.
Hey,
That was
hey.
very touching.
Very-
Looked good last night.
Yeah.
Looked good last night.
He loves basketball.
I
Dan.
know he does.
How could you get that good at basketball?
I
If
know.
you don't love basketball.
I want to see the man be great.
Yeah. Of course he loves
I
basketball.
know he does. I'm not Skip Bayless.
thought he
I
was
understand how basketball.
Last night was the first night I watched him. I thought it was pretty good.
We got. You're talking Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry put the world on to AJ DeBonsa last night. He was watching. I'm sitting next to Jerry in the cave, and he turns to me. He was like, "Who's this guy on BYU? He's good. I like him." I was like, "AJ DeBonsa." He's like, "DeBonsa? How do you spell that?" He's like, "He's good."
I know that Jerry butters his bread during football season. I know that's what he was
Yeah.
hired to do. March Jerry is my favorite Jerry. He tweeted
you
this
don't know now,
unironically.
you know. If you don't know now, you know.
But it's gotta.
He pissed everybody off.
It's gotta be going well for Jerry.
Yeah.
Because when it's going bad, I mean, there were games last year. They were like, all right, it's the end of the stream. He takes the backpack and he storms.
Yeah.
out.
Well, he did that
When
last
it's
night.
going bad. It's going bad. So
I want to talk about Duke in a second.
Okay.
Because they look susceptible. Maybe we could talk about Bruce Pearl. Maybe we could talk about Donovan Dent triple-double. Maybe we could talk about Braden Smith's assist pursuit. There's a lot to talk about. I just want to do an experiment real quick, though. You said this is the highest view count we've ever had live.
But in the first 20 minutes,
In
yeah.
the first 20 minutes. Where are we?
We're just over 2,000.
We're over 2,000. Because I want to do a little test.
Okay.
Do it.
And see how many people stick around when I ask Cody to bring up the clip of him last night at the game.
Mm-hmm.
Put him on the clock.
I want to do a little test.
Fair
to see,
experiment.
I want to see how locked in our audience is and what the fall off is if we play a Cody clip.
All right, we're at 2,075.
Okay, because last night, I don't know if you guys saw this, TJ was mic'd up for the Ruckers game.
I saw that.
So TJ is obviously a massive Ruckers fan, not only in this office, but I think in the world. I think just like he's the only Ruckers fan that exists. There's a little bit of TJ lore that popped up where he came to the Big Ten tournament like 2018 or 19. I think it was 19 maybe. And someone took a picture of him and said, I found him, everybody, the one Ruckers fan. And it was TJ. And this was before TJ worked here or anybody knew it was TJ. So the Ruckers basketball team, because Ruckers won the first game against Minnesota in the Big Ten tournament, they were playing last night. The Ruckers basketball program wanted to mic up Ruckers superfan TJ Hitchens and just kind of have a camera on him throughout the game. And there was going to be great content that came out of this. And I now want to present to you the clip that is circulating in the Mostly Sports group chat of TJ Hitchens mic'd up. Cody, if you could please. That was the clip. That was the
Right.
clip of TJ being mic'd up.
Yeah. So that's just
What's that
Cody
called?
clip.
What are the kids saying?
It was Cody
That's a
was
Cody
98% of the clip.
Did you Mike Mog him? Is that what?
Yeah, Mog. Yeah,
You mogged-
Mike
you
mogged him. Did you do that on purpose, Cody?
Absolutely.
I had no idea.
Bullshit.
The bullshit. You knew he was
That
mic'd up.
Yeah, we were just getting hype.
There's no way you watch a game like that unless TJ is mic'd up.
I
For
love basketball, you idiot.
Rucker.
That was hilarious.
Tate, you also just got mocked.
Yeah, I did. Well,
Viewers are going up slowly.
Oh, wow.
I'll give Cody credit though. That's funny. He's the face of Rutgers basketball. You know who else is the face of? They're going dancing. The Wright State Raiders.
Right State.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right State.
Cody, can you give a quick retell of that? I thought you went to Wright State. I've seen this
I
picture
didn't
so
go to
many
Wright
times.
State, but I just randomly in 2022 I liked Wright State, watched them a lot, and I decided I'm going to become the #1 Wright State fan. So I drove to Dayton, went to the Nutter Center, did a big promo, went to the game, bought the shirt. I don't know. There's really no story. I just liked Tanner Holden, your former Buckeye.
Yeah, go Bucks.
Yeah.
And they beat Bryant, Peter Kiss, so it was a good game.
And Peter Kiss is a hell of a name.
And they're
Peter,
going
you
dancing.
saw Peter Kiss at the Nutter Center?
I saw. No, yeah, it was the Dating one. not
that game
the
was
Wright
nuts.
State one.
High scoring.
Yeah.
That was Grasso. Bryant.
But are you going to show the picture for the people?
I thought you were.
No.
He's been frantically searching
What?
for it while talking into the mic.
Oh, you were stalling.
Got it.
There you go.
He was filibustering.
Because it led to this moment, yeah.
This is hilarious.
Got interviewed by the
Yeah, the
local
local
news and
Oh, I saw that.
Was this your profile picture for a while?
a little bit.
Because when I first met
A
you,
little bit. What do you
I
mean
was
a little bit? It's either yes or no.
when I first met you, I thought you were a Wright State grad or a fan because that was your profile picture.
Yeah, no, that was that for a while, but that was 2022 now.
That was back then.
Now you're
Back
right.
in the day.
I low key kind of like I don't know if you have buzz cut, but like short hair.
Yeah, like a
But
little
I like the long hair too, Cody. That's the thing with you.
You're a
Go both
versatile
ways.
man.
You're a handsome fella.
Mark Titus school of changing up the vibes.
Just change up the look.
I love that school.
I'm coming after Blutman with the hair, by the way. I told you.
Graduate.
It's a great school to go to. Yeah.
You were a ponytail guy for a while, right?
I might bring it back. Yeah, I might have to bring it back. Yeah, I'm growing the hair out. I'm gonna dye it red. Come after Blutman. Let's talk about Duke. Can we?
Viewers
Yeah.
went up. I just want to say.
Viewers went up.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Viewers went up.
Oh God. That's not what Cody. We don't want Cody here.
Chat, you're doing a great job. Like the
Talk
stream.
to me,
Like the
Mark.
stream.
I want to talk about Duke now. it's not uncommon for number one seeds in conference tournaments when you're playing a team that's got a little more to play for. They catch you off guard. This is not an entirely foreign thing. In fact, I hope my Buckeyes benefit from it here in a few hours when we take Michigan by surprise, hopefully, and Michigan kind of sleepwalks into their first game in the conference tournament. So I don't want to overreact too much and say that this is what we should expect from Duke. But I do think it is interesting that there's no Gongba and there's no Caleb Foster, and you're now like what makes Duke so good beyond just Cam Boozer is elite, and is can do everything on the offensive end. It is the team defense, and with the team defense, you've now lost your rim protector in Gongba, and you've lost the head of the snake in Caleb Foster, who can pick up the ball handlers. And I think, in a one-game sample size, it was pretty shocking how much worse Duke's defense was. Now, Florida State was hitting a lot of tough shots, but I don't know how you can argue that Duke's defense is going to be fine, quote-unquote, based on that one game. And I don't know what that means for them long-term. I'm not here to say that look for them to get upset in the second round of the tournament. I think that there might be a real thing there, and I think today when they play Clemson, they got Clemson, right?
Clemson. Without a kid, though.
This is a huge test for me. I think traditionally I don't care that much about one seed teams in the conference tournament as it pertains to the NCAA tournament, which is to say, I don't think you have to win your conference tournament for me to believe in you as a national title contender.
Yeah.
I don't think that. But there are times where teams can lose, and I'm just like, whatever. I think Duke needs to kind of lock in and win this conference tournament for themselves and prove to themselves that they can continue to be elite defensively and shut teams down. And it's not even about just winning it because they won the game yesterday. It's about going back to smothering teams and just Notre Dame sucks obviously, but that Notre Dame game was one of the most insane things I've ever watched.
Yeah.
And that Duke defense that we saw yesterday was nowhere close to that, and I think that's something to monitor.
It is.
That's something to keep an eye on.
They essentially played 6 guys yesterday, and one of the biggest things this entire season that we've been trying to monitor with Duke is the non-Boozer minutes, and he played 39 yesterday. I don't know the status of Foster and Gongba, but if they're running 6 guys out there for the foreseeable future, I don't know how sustainable that is. But you're right. It's definitely something to keep our eye on because they honestly very well could have lost that game if that shot went down.
Shot at the buzzer, yeah, to beat him.
So
can I say something about the shot at the buzzer too? Because I see a lot of criticism from coaches that don't call timeouts and then guys that take threes when you're down 2. I've made this point a bunch on this show and previous iterations of the show, Tate, that you see guys take threes, I think, because that's the shots they practice. Everyone practices threes now. Everyone spends a lot of time in shooting drills, a lot of time in scrimmage settings. You just shoot a ton of threes. That's what basketball has become. Whereas the drive to the basket where there's a guy on your hip and the clock's winding down and you're throwing up a prayer but also trying to get to the rim, that's not something guys are as comfortable as they were shooting 20 years ago, you know? And I think I think there is a reaction from people when you see a guy you're down 2. What are you doing? Why are you fucking? Or you're down 1. They were down 1. Florida State was down 1, right? And a guy threw up a 3. Why would you shoot a 3? The reason is because now this example aside, but just in general, the reason guys shoot 3s there is because that's the shot in rhythm that they know they're going to have 0 contact. They're not going to have to rely on the ref to, if they get fouled, call the foul. And I'm not saying it's the best shot. It doesn't shock me, and I don't have that visceral reaction where I lose my mind in the way a lot of people do. And so I just wanted to defend a Florida State kid who shot the 3 because I actually don't think it's that bad of a shot. I think it's a shot that gets practiced a lot. It's a shot that removes all variables in terms of the defense, and you don't have to worry about your shot getting blocked. You don't have to worry about getting hit on the arm and the ref not making the call. And I think a lot of people are drive to the bucket, make the ref make a call, but then there's also a contingent of people that are the ref should never, ever make a call in that situation. Let the players play, swallow the whistles. And you just don't want to get into that, that unknown, that hazy situation if you put your head down and try to get to the rim. Having said all that, ideally, if there's a lane, Let's get the ball to the rim.
You also have to think about the Pavlov's dog situation of it, right? You hear the bell, it's time for food. Did you grow up, did you have a hoop in your driveway?
Of course. Oh, yeah, the backyard, yeah.
So when your mom was counting down 3, 2, 1,
yeah.
were you like, hold on, Mom, I'm gonna get to the hoop.
Get to
I'm
the
gonna,
rack.
I'm gonna go off 2.
No, you
pulling up,
Fuck
dude.
no,
put the
dude.
pull up. Yeah.
So when you do that your whole life, and then
I think those are the shots they practice, and yeah, you miss. It's easy when the kid misses to be like, why did you do that? And I think that like he did it because that was the shot he was most comfortable taking. The other thing, coach is not calling timeouts. I mean, like again, I think that's a hindsight's 2020 situation where when it doesn't work out, you're like, you had a timeout. Why didn't you fucking call the timeout? I don't know if I would have called a timeout in that situation. You have the number 1 team in the country on their back heel. The national player of the year just got his shit stuffed. They're shitting their pants. Like those 10 seconds after 8 seconds after Boozer got his shot blocked, they're shitting their pants. You call timeout and you give maybe the best defense in the country. Now I know it's different without Foster and Gongba, but you give the best defense in the country a timeout to scheme up what they're going to to set their defense. I don't know. I'm fine. I guess it's my way of saying I saw a lot of people saying why not call timeout and why take a 3 there, and I'm not arguing that was the best thing that could have happened. I'm just arguing that like I think that was a viable strategy. I think that was a viable. I don't think doing that was coaching malpractice, and I don't think doing that was like the kid is a bozo for shooting a 3.
Okay.
I want to defend them a little bit.
That's fair.
But I'm also fine with if you believe in taking the time out there, I'm also fine with drawing something up. But like sometimes having the team on their back heel and like they're panicking, they're scrambling. I think that's a good opportunity to like surprise
and coaches
them.
believe that. I do think the best point you made was the ref sometimes will. The worst thing you can come out of an end of game situation with was the ref determine the outcome of the game.
Right.
So I think people like get to the hoop, get a call. Man, I swear the way the refs are calling games these days, they don't want to be the one to make that call. So they're going to swallow that whistle instead of giving you a foul shot.
Get to the hoop on a team that has nothing but 6'5" or taller guys on the floor and finish a shot over all these guys. Like that's not or just pull up for 3.
There's also a ton of guys who are like, well, you don't get to set up your offense. Hey, guess what? They don't get to set up their defense.
They don't get to set up their defense.
There's something about, the scramble drill that whatever.
I want to defend coaches because I think that oftentimes coaches that don't call those timeouts, people believe that they are bozos that didn't call a timeout because in the moment they froze and they weren't really sure what to do. And maybe they do, and there probably are some coaches that do that, but I think that there is more likely than not, it's like the coach consciously was like, I don't want to call timeout because they're panicking. The other team was panicking.
Exactly.
And I think in that moment, like when Boozer gets a shot blocked, and you freeze it right there, and we ask Florida State fans, and we ask and we say there's going to be no timeout called. It's just going to be chaos, and then a shot's going to go up. And you ask Florida State fans, and you ask Duke fans, like who's more nervous? 100% Duke fans.
You're
Duke
right.
fans are like shitting their pants in that moment, and it worked out for them. But I think that like, it's kind of like the going for 2 at the you're the team that scores the touchdown late and you're trying to pull the upset. Do you go for 2 in the win and you ask like which team is more nervous here? It's 100% the team that's. So that's my piece on that.
The element of chaos. How many times have you seen off an offensive rebound, shit goes banana land, and it's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
if you were a 2, 3, or 4 seed, and it's be careful what you wish for, but would Duke be the team that you would be like, okay, I'd rather play them? And I know that's kind of crazy what I'm saying, but in terms of the other 3 1 seeds, where would Duke go? It's all matchup dependent.
Yeah.
So but like with Ngongba banged up and Foster banged up, like. Arizona's a beast. Florida's a beast. Michigan's a beast. Like
if you can guarantee that Duke's defense yesterday is what their defense will be without Gongba and Foster, then yeah, Duke's who you want. Which again, it's like you would prefer to not play any of them. But,
granted.
But
yeah,
like
if
you're comparing Duke to the other 3, yeah, you would want Duke, right?
Do we even is there any updates on those 2 injuries at this point, or is it just kind of like day by day? We're just waiting to.
I think Foster, they said Final Four.
Foot surgery, out for the ACC tournament, Final Four. But
Foster, they said he'd
doesn't
be
that
back
just
to
seem-
Final Four, which is crazy.
Final Four's in less than a month, though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one to break news, but like
Both guys
big
are on
fucking playing.
they're both on the bench, and they were like hop off the bench, and like they're hopping on one foot,
Yeah.
celebrating and stuff. It was, I don't
I
know.
don't know about that.
I don't know.
Did you guys see Bruce Pearl yesterday?
in the stands.
I did, yeah.
Bruce Pearl. Oh shoot, I forgot you went viral with Bruce Pearl the other day.
Yeah, I'll sit this one out.
All right,
I'll let you guys go viral.
We're gonna go to beers for this one then. Cody, can you pull that up though? Bruce Pearl, he retired from the game and he's been in the news more than he's ever been.
Yeah.
So obviously he had his Miami Ohio rant. Obviously his son's coaching, but then Cody, play this from the Auburn game yesterday. Dana Beers,
Yeah.
fair or foul, does that make you like him more or does that make you like him less?
I'm pretty neutral on Bruce Pearl. Like I'm totally fine with him being passionate about it's his son, dude. Like if it's your son, you're allowed to. I don't want to say insert yourself, but like you're allowed to be passionate about the results of your child's profession, especially when it's a basketball game and a program that you've been involved with. So on that level, totally cool with it. Just take it down a notch, dude. Just a little bit.
Have we figured out exactly who he was yelling at?
That's a ref. That's a ref. Has to be, right?
Okay.
Because
this is where the internet gets problematic, because I saw people be like, he was yelling at me. I was talking about, like, people wanted to, I was falling for the quote tweets.
I don't know. I guess I can't confirm, but it felt like he knew the ref previously because he calls someone by name.
Yeah. All right.
It felt like, remember when LeBron walked out onto the court of like one of his son's high school games? You guys know what I'm talking about? And it was like, well, if anyone other than LeBron did that, they would have been escorted out by the police. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
If Pete Suter's dad at the Miami game yesterday got upset and called the ref by name and was like, that's fucking bullshit, it would have been ejected from the game. So that my only take on it was, Bruce Pearl, I don't know. You can be fired up for Stevens games, but maybe not call it.
Well, it's tough. It'd be fine if he didn't have the studio. Like, that's where people are going to kill him because he's got the studio job.
Right.
So now
he's on the official broadcast partner of the NCAA tournament. He's on their desk, so you know it's that makes it a little different. I'm not gonna weigh. I'm not gonna weigh in. I'm gonna abstain.
You've been in too many battles.
I'm gonna abstain because I.
They're over Jay Wright now.
What's that?
Jay Wright's gone for Bruce Pearl. I feel like that's a downgrade.
It's not a good trade.
I agree with you, but I'm abstaining.
Hey,
so
chill,
I'm
chill,
gonna abstain.
chill.
I'm also gonna abstain from. I'm not gonna offer any takes on the tampering allegations from Auburn either.
Don't do it, dude.
I'm not
Bosco,
gonna.
he's
I
getting
don't.
worth
better.
it.
He's getting better at it, isn't he?
It's not worth it.
I'm gonna abstain.
I didn't realize.
Would you guys
If
like
you
to-
were to abstain, if
Would
you
you-
weren't to abstain, what would?
Well, I'm gonna abstain. So I'll let you guys talk about the tampering allegations that Auburn was at a different conference tournament to recruit players.
I
over the
just
next
want.
year.
He's
Did you
good.
see that?
He's good.
that was this year?
Did you not see the story?
I really didn't.
No.
Cody, pull that up.
I know you're abstaining, but
Because I want to get your take. I'm not offering a take. I'm just asking you guys, like, is this something that you guys think that, you know, you didn't see this? No one.
No. I know you're abstaining, but
The
just
coach has been, I forget who the coach is, but he's been like tweeting about it
Yeah.
openly.
The Queens basketball coach?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Queens. That's who it was.
That they were recruiting. Yeah.
They had an
Auburn's
assistant
Pearl
sitting
assistant
courtside.
coach to the A-Sun tournament game.
All right,
Tamper with-
so-
Wait, that's real? I saw that and thought that was
Yeah.
a joke.
Well, that's what I would love your take on it because I'm gonna abstain. But
I think you can send guys to go look at guys. You just can't talk to them. I'm okay with that. Because in this world, like, we all know they're leaving.
Yeah.
Just don't talk to them. You want to go get an eye view of a guy, you can go take a look at him. Just don't talk to him.
yeah, and
I'm okay with that.
You don't think he talked to him?
I don't know, Mark. I know you have your answers, but I don't know.
Is that where we're at with college basketball right
Just
now?
be careful, man. You start saying this shit, and then the next thing you know, you're saying somebody's on the no-fly list, and then you lose.
no, not everyone takes it to that level though.
All right, we got a couple mostly things we need to get to. This is the fastest show we've ever done. We have to talk about last night. We'll be real quick with it, but Rico Bosco, to set the tone, Big Cat announced he was making.
It's a rookie. It's very quickly a rookie. Big Cat had a huge bet on the over. I took it as well. We all did as well. All day and all week, I was saying Oklahoma's going to make the tournament. I did say I loved Oklahoma. I bet Oklahoma as well. I was rooting for my friend, Porter Moser. And I made a rookie mistake from a veteran who's been around here for 10 years, and you can't do that.
So what
can't do
happened
it.
was this. Dan had just given like a speech to the cave being like, guys, I'm making a line in the sand bet, my biggest bet of the day. I need this bet. Everyone ride with me. Everyone cheer with me. We're taking the first half over First half over, biggest bet of the day.
We're not just taking it. We're going to take it for the game that tips off in an hour and a half. Like
Dang.
this is a long runway of like everybody get hyped up for this.
He announced
This
it
is-
early,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is the moment.
Dana Beers got his Cinnamon Toast Crunch box. Dana
I was the
Beers,
box guy.
Yes, he was eating box for us. Ball gets tipped off. First possession, Oklahoma's on defense. They lose the tip. Bosco's sitting right next to Big Cat. He's like, this is the biggest bet of the day. Bosco goes, all right, boys, D up.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Bosco?
Yes.
Yeah. D up
What
3
sense?
seconds into the.
I think you did that on purpose.
Nah, I think you get delirious in there every once in a while. I'm also pretty stupid.
So to keep it going, though, so
Marty will say it all the time. He's like, dude, you've been here like 10, 12 years. Like, why do you still have these? I don't know. Sometimes
Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes I just crash the car.
Oklahoma then goes on to D the fuck up, as Rico asked him to. Best defensive performance.
Best. I said this last night. I slept on it. I still believe it. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. I think that's the best defense I've ever
They
seen.
couldn't move.
Without
They could not move.
They didn't foul until like 4 minutes left. That was their first foul. They committed 0 fouls for about 15, 16 minutes of the first half. Completely shut down A&M.
So we were dead in the water. We were dead. It was over. There was a fight between Rico and Dan, and then somehow we got like 13 points in the last minute, to the point where we needed everything to go in. Shot.
Yep.
They had one chance at it. Had a wide open layup.
Right
Cody, I
there,
need you to
man.
play the clip. I need you to play it
Right
twice.
there.
Once to show the crowd, and then I'm going to zero in on one person. We need one. Foul, boys. No. Oh, no.
1 point.
Oh my God! A fucking layup!
1 point.
Fucking layup!
So we lose by
Uh-huh.
half a point there.
Yeah.
We almost came back from the grave. I think we would have carried Rico Bosco out on our shoulders had that layup gone in. Cody, do you have the play? I think he does. We talked about it before. He does. We got to see the play, and then I'm going to watch the clip one more time.
The free throw is just as crippling as the layup, in my opinion.
So if they make this layup, you guys win your bet.
The whole thing.
That cut by Bebo.
By the way, we needed 14 points in 2 minutes to even be in this spot.
Solid
Like, we were
contest.
deader than dead.
Solid
We
contest.
had a chance.
So everyone's laying there. There was legit tension between Dan and Rico. I want you guys this time to watch Mark Titus as the entire cave
Yeah,
loses
watch
their bet.
I'm in the top right there in the white shirt.
Smiling.
Smiling. Big smile. I thought you were gonna win.
Oh no! No!
1 point.
Oh my God!
I definitely laugh, and I laugh every time I see it.
Fucking layup!
I wasn't laughing at your guys' demise. I was laughing at the absurdity of the entire situation.
Yeah.
I was laughing at just like the story, the arc of Bosco saying D up, you fight back.
Had it all, man.
It was objectively funny. It was very, very funny.
Free throw was bad. Free throw was bad.
Had it all.
Also, the amount.
But I was, in fairness to me, not that I regret it or I apologize for anything, but I was laughing before they missed the shot. I was laughing like as the ball was, as you guys had a chance to win it, I was laughing because I was like, this is so, just
Great.
the fact that like you now have a chance is absurd.
Yeah.
The whole thing was just absurd. And yeah, it was. It
It's
was very
so much-
funny. And
so much
and,
fun.
And we're in it. We're
I
in it.
can't wait for today.
That was night one of streaming. Shout out Donovan Dent, first triple-double in Big Ten tournament history. First triple. The thing about triple-doubles in college basketball is every time they happen, there's like a graphic that pops up that reminds you that there have only been like 4 triple-doubles in the history of college basketball.
Crazy.
It blows my mind every time. In the history of UCLA, there have been 5. I mean, that when I said 4 earlier, I was joking. I'm not joking that there were 5. They put the graphic up last night. All the great players that have been through UCLA.
Ross get one?
Only 5 times in the history of UCLA basketball have there been triple doubles. No player through Big Ten tournament history has ever done it in any game, and he did it last night. So that was pretty.
Do you think that's a result of me putting him on my all disappointing team of 2026?
A response. A clapback.
Response, possibly.
Yeah,
You think he's watching mostly hoops?
Blutman. Every time he does anything, Blutman just goes, "That boy Dent," and it made me laugh. He was doing that last night.
I think
that boy Dent.
I think UCLA is gonna be a hard out in the tournament.
Yeah.
Because their story, like, I think Cronin's done a decent job of, like, being a miserable prick and making the story about him and, like, whatever, and distracting people from the fact that, like, I actually kind of have a good team.
Yeah.
So
Speaking
we'll see.
speaking of Cronin, and we talked about Pastner's interview. Did you see his interview with Andy Katz? Try to find that, Cody, because I want to ask you guys.
Cronin's interview?
Mick Cronin.
Yeah, Mick Cronin's interview with Andy Katz. Are you familiar with no free ads? And I don't, but he was wearing running shoes called the On running shoes. Andy Katz was wearing On running shoes. And Mick Cronin pointed him out and was like, "I like those shoes," and he said, "You can't hide money," to Andy Katz. And I wanted to ask the room because I'm not particularly familiar. Are On running shoes like thousands of dollars?
Never heard of them.
The only reason I know what they are is because Liam Blutman wears them.
Yeah.
And I don't think Liam Blutman.
Is Liam Blutman? I mean, we should point that out to Liam Blutman. You can't hide.
You
money.
can't, but also
Try to find that.
I don't even know what that means.
Was he being like
Yeah, right here.
funny? Trying to be
Yeah,
funny?
Right. This is the one. Watch
We
it.
can't. We gotta quit watching. And by the way, those shoes, man, can't hide money, man. Wow. Well, you like
So freeze it right there. Freeze it right there. Freeze it right there. So he says that, and you think they're gonna pan down to his shoes, and they're just gonna be like Gucci, like gator skin, like just I don't know. I don't know what.
No, I saw them. They were
Expensive.
literally white.
What are expensive shoes? You think they're gonna be just like the fucking most insane,
Gucci slides.
most insane,
limited
edition
Jordans.
ball,
Yeah.
But and then watch these. Look at this.
Can't hide money, man. Wow.
Well, you like the outfit, you like the shoes. We're matching here, and we didn't plan this, by the way.
Rick, move your head.
All right, look, these were for the Big Ten tournament.
Dude, that's what he was talking about?
That's what he was talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
They look like a stick figure on a bathroom.
all right. Time out. First of all, shout out to the chat. Over 2,700 right now. Great
Yeah,
show
shout out
today.
chat.
Here's what's going on for the rest of the day. Mark Tice is going to go do mostly sports. Dana Beers is going to do Game 2 of the That's Baseball World Baseball Yugoff Classic. And then we are live in the cave.
Oh, I can't wait.
Live in the cave all day today. Live in the cave tomorrow. We're gonna be live in the cave on Sunday, leading up to the bracket show. We're gonna be doing the bracket show. All the four of us are involved with the bracket show on Sunday. So watch that. I think we're doing that on the main channel, obviously.
Yes.
And then on Sunday, after the bracket comes out, we are going to fill out our brackets. All of us are gonna do just immediately. We're going to do it live on the Mostly Sports channel. So,
Let's go.
Yeah, however you're watching this, you'll be able to watch us live, fill out our brackets with we'll have less than an hour to process matches.
Best time of the year, boys.
We're just going to dive right into it. As soon as we get the bracket, let's fill it out.
Best time of the year.
And then the plan moving forward, because this was our last regularly scheduled show. So the plan moving forward will be, excluding the first four, every night that there's NCAA tournament games, we will go live to break it all down.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sunday.
Huh? Thursday through Sunday. First week, Thursday through Sunday. Next week, and then obviously Final Four stuff. So that's the plan. Bosco, thanks for farting on us. It's good to have you.
You also got D3, Sweet 16, Elite 8 this weekend.
That's right.
Babson?
Tufts.
Oh, that's what my grandma thought.
All right, see you guys.
See you guys.